A dictionary of the English language by Dr. Samuel Johnson, in which the words are deduced from their originals, explained in their different meanings, and authorised by the names of the writers in whose works they are found. Mainmast, the chief or middle mast.
Like HMS Victory herself, Johnson's famous Dictionary of the English Language is a child of the 18th century. But his pithy definition cannot capture the vital importance of the mainmast to a sailing ship, her main engine in the days of sail. Now that main engine for Victory is in need of care and attention, and the National Museum of the Royal Navy has taken up the challenge, first removing the upper part of her mainmast to meet it.
This is the enabling works for the first stage of the conservation programme. And what we're doing now is removing the shrouds and rigging associated with the lower mainmast and rearranging the dockside so that we can then remove the lower mainmast itself and then erect the scaffolding for the first stage of the conservation, which is due to start later this year.
This is no simple pull and push. It has to be planned step by step to ensure that stresses on both ship and mast are not too great for Victory to bear. The lower mainmast itself is a unique historic artefact which must be removed safely without damaging the ship. Step forward structural engineers Fenton Holloway of Bristol with a full analysis to see that the mainmast comes safely to ground.
The mast of HMS Victory is essentially a big wrought iron tube with a series of timber elements attached to it. It's 32 meters tall, which is approximately the height of a 10-story building, and is around 25 tons in weight. And it's precisely calculating that weight and the distribution of weight along the mast that was quite complicated, because many areas of the mast are hidden or inaccessible or just very difficult to measure. We did a series of computer models, structural models like this, which in effect you can test different alternatives to support it. And the beauty of this is that you can replicate in the computer what is then going to happen in reality and see, for example, what sort of stresses you get in the mast, how it will move and distort, and you can calculate whether the mast will be able to cope with it or what risks will be involved.
Step 1. De-rig your ship. The massive cables that support the mast and its giant sails when the ship is fully rigged must be unpicked and brought down. Imagine untangling a great length of string, multiplied 100-fold in size and high up in the air, hanging on safety ropes. Not a job for the faint-hearted.
No, you get used to it. It's something, I do it every day at this job, so you completely get used to what you're doing and feel comfortable doing so. If at any point anyone doesn't feel comfortable, then we definitely speak up and say so. Main thing, don't drop anything. We make sure that all of our tools, radios, have bits of string, tying them all into place so that nothing can fall onto deck or hurt anybody below us. And then always remember your backup would be the two things that you're thinking of constantly.
Step 2. Chocks away. The wedges that hold Victory's mainmast firm and fast must also come out deck by deck.
So we've got a hydraulic jack and we're pushing up on the wedge, and then above me is Jimmy, who's going to get hold of it, we'll removing them one at a time. So we've done the ones here, doing these last 3 to go.
It's like pulling teeth.
And, as with all archaeology, there's what you expect to find, and the joy of what you don't expect.
These race marks helped the carpenters to locate where they were going to put these pieces of wood on the ship. Sometimes we have numbers to say whereabouts along the ship they're going to go. These ones we've not determined what the numbers are yet, but there could be a clue as to how they fitted around the mast.
Finally, the months and months of waiting for the right weather, the right kit, and the right team assembled are over. Step 3. Set up your cranes. Giant lifting jibs that will bring the mast up and away from decades held fast and firm through all of Victory's decks. There must be barely a breath of wind for the operation to succeed in safety. Step 4. Final preparation. Special frames are fitted near deck level and up under the trestle trees of the mainmast, where a box-like structure will carry the upper weight of the mast so it can be lifted smoothly and safely and rotated on its axis to be settled into specially constructed cradles on the dockside, close by the berths of the Royal Navy's new supercarriers, Victory's sea power descendants. The latest phase in her new life begins, as 25 tons and 105 feet of her mainmast head up and out of the great ship. The lower mainmast is out of HMS Victory, but not home yet. Now it must be gently turned through 90 degrees so it can lie horizontally in its dockside cradles where the work of inspection can begin. Whatever its condition, the mast must be conserved at all costs.
We need to undertake conservation work on that mast. There's a lot of lead paint on it, there's a lot of lead putties and fairly nasty materials, so we're going to have to take that back to bare metal, we're going to have to repair the metal, and then we're going to have to design a full new rig for the ship that gives the Trafalgar appearance but meets modern safety standards. So we record, we get representative samples, and then we proceed with ensuring that these magnificent things, these unique survivors from the age of sail, there's no other complete set of wrought iron masts anywhere in the world from this period, we have to get them in a condition to survive for another 150 years.